Capitalism versus socialism to me is very simple. Capitalism means you have the exclusive rights to the fruits of your own labor, right? Basically, you own your own time. How do you spend your time? How do you who has the rights to the value you create with your time? If you spend it investing, manufacturing, learning, whatever it is, who owns that? Is it the individual that creates it, or is it some other people, which would often be the state? And at the opposite end of that spectrum, I think, is the hallucination we call socialism, which has a great ring to it, right? It has the word social in it. A lot of new age millennials are really getting behind it, but it's total bullshit. It basically means, it implies that the state people can collectively own capital to the benefit of individuals. Whereas in practice, what happens is the individuals that own that capital collectively inevitably use it for their own benefit. So what we have in the world today, we don't have free market capitalism, right? We'd say in the West, most of our markets are free market capitalist. But the monetary system is the opposite. It's monetary socialism, right? It's a centrally planned and governed network. The Federal Reserve here in the US has a set of undisclosed private shareholders. They receive a 6% annual dividend just from producing our money. So there's capitalism being based on sort of three things. It's like the rule of law, which gives you a means for nonviolent dispute resolution. The respect for private property rights, which again just means you get to own your own time, your own efforts. And then honest or hard money, which arises naturally kind of from the first two. But what we have in the world today is the perpetual violation of private property rights via monetary inflation. So we have socialism actually ingrained in the economic network of the world. And that's as true for here in the US as it is for communist China, as it is for anywhere else. Because if someone can commandeer the most important tool in society, the one that we all use to interoperate with one another, right? Beyond our sphere of whatever the Dunbar number is, 150 trusted people or people that we can possibly know on a first name basis, the other 7 billion plus in the world, like we're interacting with them through money, through the price signal. So if a institution or individual or group can come in and sit on that network and twist the rules to benefit themselves at the expense of everyone else, like that's an economic tyranny, right? Even if it's not a gun in your face telling you what to do, they are manipulating your logos, right? They're manipulating your free will. I would argue that too is sort of pointing toward the inability of us to have true capitalism before Bitcoin, right? Because it was just, how could we do it? How could you do it with gold? Maybe cryptographically wrap it and audit the vaults constantly, something to that effect. But it just seems like Bitcoin is like this major fruit from capitalism, right? Like in digital space, in software and internet technology, that is the best expression of a free market we've ever had, right? Ideas are flying around the world at the speed of light. Anyone can enter the market, anyone can exit. It doesn't matter necessarily about your political clout in digital space. It matters about how effective the tool is, how many problems is it resolving. Inquiry is super rapid, which again, if truth is the end of inquiry, then the internet age really accelerated the power of free markets. And if you look at it in that lens, it's like Bitcoin might be the most important invention of capitalism or in capitalism or enabling capitalism. Like it is monetary capitalism. So I think people are, again, mistaken as to what capitalism actually represents. And in a grand sense, I don't think pure capitalism was possible before Bitcoin, because the temptation to violate the private property right of money has always proven too strong for humanity. We have never been able to resist the temptation, right? Someone always gets into that seat to violate the money supply for themselves at the expense of everyone else. And Bitcoin with the first incorruptible money supply in the world. And by providing this mechanism for global near instant final settlement and this ethos of don't trust, verify, it just shatters that once and for all. So I actually think we're moving into a different world. It's going to cause the history books to be rewritten. I don't know what it's called yet necessarily, but we're going to move past this dichotomy between capitalism and socialism to something that's like, oh, now we have capitalism. Actual capitalism is possible now that we have Bitcoin. Now that people can't steal the money. Now that the money can't be violently coerced and commandeered. Now capitalism is possible. So I don't know if it's going to hold the same name, but it's definitely a net benefit for humanity.